It's 12:59 and 55 seconds. Turn on your headlights. It's time for Night Drive. Good evening and welcome to Night Drive. I'm your host, Horace Wexler. It's late and I'm doing great in this little slice of paradise. I certainly hope you are too, wherever you are. Maybe you're nestled down in a cozy old chair in the living room, the warm glow of a lamp enveloping you while the rain spatters against your window. Or maybe you're the person bouncing across Fakahatchee in an old pickup truck, looking for shopping carts to take back to Crumbler Farms for a bounty. Well, there's one in the ditch off William Bryden Avenue. I saw one of the 8th Street Dust Kings grab a 10-year-old from his mother, load him into the cart, and push the cart as hard as he could, sending it across the street where it hit a bump and flew into the ditch. Man, that kid had a great 10 seconds of airtime. And it's still there. The cart, not the kid. So that's an easy $5 for you. I know some of you consider Night Drive to be an extension of the news, a place to stop and unpack your thoughts about the current happenings of the day, or even, on occasion, breaking news in its own right. But really, we're about people all over Fakahatchee. So call up tonight and let me know what you want to talk about. That number is 305-209-9686. You're listening to Night Drive. I'm moving a little slow this week, but it is good to be back in the saddle after a short hospital stay, like a cowboy, back for another cattle drive. Except my nards aren't being crushed by the saddle horn as my horse gallops with wanton abandon across the plains. For those of you who sent well wishes, they were appreciated, and for those of you who didn't, well, I'm keeping a list like a bitter Santa Claus. I've also heard there's a little speculation about my accident, but it's really nothing too surprising, just a little head injury, got some stitches, and I spent a couple days in the hospital under observation because I would say the wrong artichoke occasionally in conversations. The accident itself was, pretty Burger King. I was already off balance trying to get out the door without a bunch of coffee grinders spilling out. Side note, you want a coffee grinder, you call me. And then when I was coming down the steps from my double wide, I stepped into a weird red puddle and my feet slipped out from under me and I totally Newt Gingrich'd my head. I don't know if someone broke open a watermelon on my porch or like a bunch of popsicles melted or what, but I do know this. I'm here now and ready to get back to all of you listening out there. I won't dictate the subject matter tonight. You will. I'm calling it a grab bag episode, so let's reach inside and see what we pull out. And no, this isn't me being lazy because my brain just got skillet quesoed. Again, that number is 305-209-9686. You're listening to Night Drive. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Horace, buddy. This is Luis.
Luis, how are you?
Man, I'm so mad right now.
Oh, why's that, buddy?
I was down at the Civic Center trying to watch Monster Truck 3.
Oh, congrats. Those are tough tickets to get.
And would you believe it? A gator came in there, and they had to shut the whole Civic Center down.
Wait, they shut the whole thing down for one gator? That's ridiculous.
Man, I tell you, things were so much better when Mayor Vamonos was in office. God rest him.
Oh, well, look, Luis, I think those are some seriously rose-colored glasses you're wearing.
I miss that man so much. He ran this town so well.
I mean, Mayor Vamonos did put into place a pretty strong gator patrol to keep errant alligators off our streets, and especially out of our civic center, but he was not a good mayor. And I think we're really starting to lose sight of that and remembering him, perhaps as a better man than he actually was.
Anyway, I'm just tired, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of all the nonsense that's been going on since he's been dead. And I'm tired, and I ain't going to have it no more.
We all are, buddy. We all are. But it didn't start after he died.
If I'm going to go to the Civic Center, I'm going to go to the Civic Center. You hear me, buddy?
I hear you. I hear you. But man, you got to stay safe out there, all right?
Well, all right, man. It's nice talking to you. See you later.
Always a pleasure, Luis. Thanks for calling in this evening, and I hope you're able to get a refund on those tickets. But I know most of them have a gator clause in their terms, which unfortunately means no refund. That's not to be confused with the gator clause who shows up around the holidays to give you gator-related products, of course. We'll take more of your calls coming up right after this. It's the end of summer. But that doesn't mean that feeling of walking around in that summer sun with a wet bathing suit on has to come to an end. We've got your back. Drop on into that moist feeling. We've got clothes and undergarments that never quite dry, no matter what you do, even on the hottest days. Fancy Gala, meeting his parents for the first time. It's all a little easier with that cool, refreshing feeling rubbing all over and chafing your inner thighs. How do we do it? Well, I wish I could share, but that's a patented industry secret. Why do we do it? Well, if you've ever been stuck in a pair of wet jeans, you know. Sure, you could put on a bathing suit and then go ride a log flume somewhere. Or run to your neighbor's garden and point a hose at your crotches. But it's not always possible the day you're getting married or putting your father into the ground. That's where we come in. Come in, say hello, and trench your nethers at that moist feeling. We're located at the corner of William Bryden Avenue and Main Street. We're open 9 to 5, Tuesday through Sundays. Go ahead and give us a call if you feel like it. If you're not doing anything, why not? It's a grab bag episode. Call in and tell me what's on your mind. Share your opinion, and we'll blast it out all over Fakahatchee. Just like this caller over here on line 3. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, am I on?
You're on.
Am I on? I'm on. Oh, yeah. Thank goodness.
Who am I talking to?
Hello. This is Philliam Fetterman. Philliam, like William with a F.
Philliam, thanks for calling in tonight. What's on your mind?
Let me tell you what's on my mind. I'm being sued. Can you believe that? Philliam Fetterman. So I've organized the church picnic. Right. Everybody loves my picnics. I'm a host of the only fashion bingo night that's on Tuesdays. So I'm the only one who does it in Florida on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
I am the organizer of and head of the Fakahatchee Tickle Club, the oldest tickle club on the tip. And
you're being sued.
Somebody's trying to sue me, and I'm being sued. Can you believe it? I'm an outstanding member of the community.
Oh, I mean,
somebody would sue me? Unbelievable.
It sounds like you've got bona fides. You're obviously doing a lot of community service. You're a church-going fellow. Why is somebody seeking this litigious route with you?
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't have to do with the church picnic.
Uh-huh.
People like my picnics. Everybody's got to bring something, and it's usually a potluck, and I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to do with the fashion bingo night. We are above board. I know some bingo in Florida it gets a little dicey. Not ours. Straight and narrow. It has to do with the Fakahatchee Tickle Club, the oldest tickle club on the tip.
Right.
I can't believe it, but someone is suing me for tickling them at the Tickle Club. Can you believe it?
Wow. So that seems like if you enter the Tickle Club, you're, engaging and consenting to being tickled. Is that correct?
Well, that's what I thought. This person seems to disagree. They say I tickled them against their will. I don't know. It's not something I thought was happening. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. I will say this was somebody who was new to the club.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are old timers. As they say, it's the oldest tickle club on the tip. A lot of us have been going, for 15, 20 years now to the Tickle Club.
Right. Original founding members, maybe.
The founders, yeah. We're all founders. I mean, I would say I would call myself the senior founder of the Fakahatchee Tickle Club, and then the others are maybe junior founders.
Right.
I was doing it when there was no one else there. I was just tickling myself in the hall, in the church hall,
Right.
That's how dedicated I am. This person was new. They had heard about it from a friend of a friend, and so they come in, and there's not a lot of parliamentary procedure at Tickle Club.
Mm-hmm.
You come in and we tickle you.
That's all the steps.
That's all the steps there is. You come in, we tickle, I tickle you, you tickle me. Frank, he likes to tickle me from behind. I like to tickle Sally on her legs. You know, it's a good time. Everybody's just having a good time. But you know, this
Philliam.
young woman.
Oh, well, just real quick, before we get into
sure.
the person, you say there's no parliamentary procedures. How do you know when Tickle Club has begun?
When someone starts tickling.
Got it.
That's
so
when
everyone
Tickle Club
shows up,
begins.
and if everybody just sits here for 30 minutes, Tickle Club hasn't begun. So somebody has to take that first step.
Somebody has to take the first step, but we don't beat around the tickle bush.
Got it.
You know, when you come in, we are rearing to go when it comes to the tickling. So
okay,
that's happening. So this young woman comes in, and of course I start tickling her. This is the Tickle Club, and she starts screaming and hitting me, and I don't stop because it's the Tickle Club.
Right.
That's where she is, and she starts screaming and punching me and hitting me, and she leaves. And then I find out I get a notice that I'm being sued. But who comes to Tickle Club not wanting to be immediately tickled? Not me. Not any of the junior founders, certainly.
Right. Well, I'm no lawyer, Philliam, but I did fail out of law school. So just a couple questions that just pop into my head.
Well, I could use your help. Honestly, I don't have a lawyer. I'll be representing myself as an upstanding member of the community.
Right.
You know, I know pretty much every judge in the area because a lot of them go to the church picnic. Some of them even go to the fashion bingo nights. I'm very proud of my community service.
Well, I just have a few questions. One,
lay it on me. I'm an open book.
Did you say you guys meet in the church basement? Is that correct?
Yeah, the church hall, the church basement. Yeah, the hall, like the meeting hall.
Got it. Is there any sort of signage or anything that's like, hey, like Tickle Club this way?
Well, no, we've been meeting there for 20 years. We don't need any signage. We all know each other. So it's what do you need a sign? You know, this is the place that you've been to every Saturday night for 20 years. No, you don't need a sign like that. You know?
That leads me to another question, which is you said that this person found out about Tickle Club from a friend of a friend. Did they show up with that friend or did they show up by themselves?
Oh, they showed up by themselves. Yeah, I guess Maury was sick that week or something. You know, come to think of it, I'm trying to remember what she said exactly. Something like a friend of hers dared her to go downstairs. Dared, I think was the phrase.
Right.
But I don't know. That sounds like consent to me. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to dig in too much about like the legal system and how it
dig in.
Well,
again. I'm going to need all this info. I'm going to need all this info when I represent myself in this case. So by all means, let's lay it on thick.
I mean, I would really have to look at some like precedent, but as far as I can tell, I don't think she's legally kept with the spirit of the dare either. Meaning the person who issued the dare could conceivably sue for breaking an oral contract there.
You know what? I think this is great news. See, it's not my fault. It's this dare fellow. It's the one person who dared her to come to our meeting.
Right.
You know, I think this is just a big misunderstanding. She should sue the dare. That's who she should sue, and not me. I've said it once, but I'll say it again. I'm an outstanding member of the community.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Is this so? Are you agreeing? Maybe you'll represent me.
Oh, I'm not legally allowed to practice in Florida, even in civil cases.
You could do a little bit though, right? Just a little, like once or like I get it. Like, oh, I can't be a lawyer all the time, but like occasionally you could be a lawyer once or twice.
I mean, I could probably steer you in a couple ways, Philliam. Like, if I were your lawyer, I would probably ask how many people were at Tickle Club that night.
We had 7 junior founders at Tickle Club.
Well, that's
we had some of the all-time greats. We had Harry the Hand was there. Great. Mm-hmm. We've got Lucy Lawless.
Whoa.
Don't get too excited. Not not Xena,
Oh.
but we call her Lawless because, she doesn't stop tickling. Once she gets in there, she won't stop. She's completely lawless when it comes to this stuff,
Got it.
So she was there.
Well, what you're telling me here, Philliam, is you've got 7 eyewitnesses there. I don't know how you've chosen to present your story, but you've got 7 junior founders there that can help back up and corroborate what you say.
Absolutely. They're on my side, except for a couple of them who seem to think that I should not have tickled the strange woman who came in. But some of them are on my side, and I'm going to see if I can get those ones to court. The other ones, I'll give them a different day. I'll tell them a different day. And again, this is the kind of legal advice. I really appreciate this legal advice here. This is great.
This is just advice if it happens to pertain to a legal case. I mean, who can say?
If the judge asks, maybe even if the judge doesn't ask, I'm going to say that you are my unofficial lawyer on this one because I think you deserve credit here. I really think you deserve credit.
I don't need the credit. I'm a modest fellow. Let's talk timeline real quick.
Okay, great.
Did you say what time Tickle Club started? I can't remember.
No, it starts at 7:00 on the dot. Tickle, tickle, tickle. You know the spot.
So 7:00. It starts right when somebody starts tickling. At what point did this young woman enter this space?
I believe it was a little after 7:10, 7:11.
So she walked in the middle of Tickle Club.
Right at the beginning, right when it's the hottest. Things are the hottest right at the beginning of Tickle Club.
Right.
Everybody's got energy. Everybody's ready. Their hands are ready. You anticipate it all day.
Mm-hmm.
So you're revved up by the time you dive in there. So yeah, at the beginning of Tickle Club around 7 to 7:30, that's the hottest time. Things start to cool off around 11 or 11:30 or so. So it's kind of a slow decline, but the very beginning, that's when it's the hottest.
And were you the only one tickling her, or was everybody involved? How does Tickle Club work? Do you guys take turns? Is it like a free-for-all?
It's more of a free-for-all situation, but I try to tickle everybody as they come in.
Right.
So that's sort of as the senior founder, that's sort of, I feel like that's my obligation, is to give everybody a taste right off the bat, right off the top. I want to be a good host. I'm sure this is going to come up in court, so thank you for asking me now. It's good. I can get my thoughts in order here.
Well, now,
Jeez, I'm being sued. Can you believe it?
It's absolutely. It's a brazen act of injustice, Philliam. I do want to ask one question because I think the judge might ask this, and this may be a challenging question.
Shoot it up.
What happens to new members who show up who maybe aren't aware of this?
Well, you learn. You learn by doing. With Tickle Club, we like to throw you right in the tickle frying pan.
Yeah.
It's a tickle fricassee. You know what I'm saying. It's something that you need to experience.
Mm-hmm.
There's no dummy's guide to Tickle Club. You just have to live your life.
But
then
Philliam,
you will understand.
Is there a mechanism within Tickle Club that would allow a new member or a potential new member, somebody just showing up, to tap out, as it were, to be like, I can't make it till 11:30. Like, I showed up, I've had my fill of tickling, and it let's say it's only 8:00.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, you're free to leave when you want to. I mean, can I promise you the other members won't judge you harshly for leaving early?
Mm-hmm.
That they won't talk about you behind the back, what a nerd. I can't promise that. In all the years we've been running Tickle Club, I don't know if it's happened. I don't know if anybody has left early. I can't think. Maybe one time Yancey Myers had to get gallbladder surgery. And I had to leave. But Yancey, Yancey took the the scolding like a champ. Yancey said, "I've got to leave. It's 10 o'clock. I've got to go to surgery." And they said, "Oh, boo-hoo, the Yancey's the Nancy fancy pantsy, and I didn't stop them.
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought it myself, if I'm being honest, but
that's fair.
What are you gonna thank you for saying it's fair. Thank you. Maybe I could use this audio. Maybe I could use it as a defense in my defense of you, because you're a lawyer and you're an outstanding member of the community. Maybe we could I get could I get this on 8-track? Could I get this on or a 4-track or a cassette? 4-track cassette would be fine as well. But could I get a cassette tape of this audio maybe for the judge?
We actually don't record the show, so you would have to find somebody in the community who pressed record at the start of the show on their dual tape deck or something. If you would plan to do that,
Would you mind if we started this interview over from the beginning?
I don't think we're going to be able to do that,
Philliam. Tape recorder. I got a tape recorder. Let me see if I can find it. Can you hold on for 20 minutes? And I'm just going to go upstairs to the attic, and I've got a box, and it's because I don't use my tape recorder a lot. I do use my tape player a lot, but the player doesn't have the record function. So I've got 2 of units.
Right.
One of them had a record function.
Well, Philliam, I think.
But let's give it a shot.
Philliam,
I'll be right back.
We'll do that. We'll do that off. I think you literally just set the phone down. We're gonna go to a commercial, and we'll be right back. Philliam, if you hear this, we'll do this off air if we need to. That number to call in is 305-209-9686. You're listening to Night Drive.
Hi, I'm Robard Crumbler, owner and manager of Crumbler Farms. I got a son named Robard Jr. We're a family business, and a father gave us up from him a seed to be us. We know your dad loved great deals, and it's Father's Day again, so make your papa proud with the H-bone strap steaks for slapping the grill. $3.67 a pound. Pepito punch is fragrant and blooms up nice on a charcoal fire. Those are 2 for $1. Come get them. Daddy needs sauce. So get some of Fat Bog's Grim Flesh Splatter with mesquite and spicy chiquino. It's $4.99 a bottle. Fancy, Daddy? Try out bagged chimbraccio, 97 cents a bundle. Pair it with a smoked combobile, just $2.95 a tile, and Daddy like. Hot Twice Blinked Cow Stirrup is available in our Delhi 23 hours a day. It's $9.99 if it's a penny. Great deals, decent folk, the taste of a generation. Crumbler Farms, we're the grocery store closest to the airport.
All right, we're going to jump back into your calls in just a moment, but maybe you better listen up, because some of these Fakahatchee community announcements just might be aimed at you, and you want to be informed, right? The new parking restrictions on William Bryden Avenue take effect this Sunday morning at midnight. So they've taken effect already. So be warned, the Sheriff's Department will be issuing tickets for vehicles that are in violation. In fairness, you shouldn't be parking there anyway. They might as well call it Vandalism Lane over there, just to editorialize for a moment. But this is a real misguided effort to solve the need for constant police calls over there. But, whatever. Nobody's scores get better without working on them. So if you want to graduate, you're going to need some tutoring. Thankfully, Keith Rostacewicz at the Center for Symbiotic Directional Kinesis is up to the task. He's a white level sash in thought neodynamics and neural synergistic energies. All right. He'll take you from brain level 7 all the way up to the next level of thought and maximize your entire being from your Zeta focus point. Graduation means unlocking the astonishing power of the human brain. The Fakahatchee Toastmasters are now meeting every other Thursday during lunchtime upstairs at the Old Town Grill. Improve your public speaking, pleading, arguing, and cajoling with our members who live to chop it up with the chillest chatterboxes on the coast. that's just talking. I mean, I guess if you need some strangers to talk to during lunch, this is perfect for you. Concerned about our continued need for a mayor? Submit an application to join the Fakahatchee Mayoral Committee and help the city council make history. To be clear, this is an application... Oh, sorry. To be clear, this is not an application to be mayor, just to help decide how we should appoint the next mayor, whether it's a line of succession or a runoff election or a hands-on-a-hard-body contest to see who can keep their hand on the mayor's desk the longest. Don't forget Leg Day. We're down to the final days to see the leg over at Alleyway Steve's. He's running a 2-for-1 discount and declares it's pleasing for the season, as it's, quote, rotted down real nice around the bone to be extra spooky and gnarly. Gross. Honestly, including this in the community announcements in exchange for him not biting me last night when I was just trying to get some wings was 100% worth it. All right, let's go ahead and take another call here. Let's go down. And line 6 kind of sucks. Line 5 kind of sucks too. Let's go line 1. Line 1. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Horace. This is Sergio. I'm calling because I think I should get a medal because I shot that Nazi dog.
Hey, Sergio. There's a lot to unpack here, real quick. Who did you shoot?
I you know that Nazi dog that was running around town? Yeah, I killed it. It's dead. I killed a Nazi.
I was not aware that there was a Nazi dog.
Yeah, there was one. He had a big old swastika shaved right into his face. You know. So there you go. That's a Nazi.
Do you think the dog did this to himself?
You know, we don't know. I mean, listen, it dog could have shaved it in itself. We don't know. Could have had like crazy Nazi superpowers. No one can say for sure. And you know why? Because it killed it, and right. I deserve a medal.
Not everyone who killed a Nazi gets a medal, Sergio.
I think that's probably why we still have Nazis. I mean, if everyone did get a medal, we probably would have them because everybody would want a goddamn medal.
That is true. There are still Nazis around, but like everyone who fought in World War II, it didn't automatically get a medal because they shot a German. Like it was only for people who did really brave acts.
No, but they got to have sex with French prostitutes, so that helped.
Well, that was for morale.
Listen, tomato, potato. I shot a dog that was a Nazi. Okay, I did a good thing. I was driving to Bed Bath & Beyond to pick up a new pair of sheets, right? And I see this dog running down the street. No owner, no collar, massive swastika. And listen, my Uncle Mike didn't die in the Battle of the Bulge for this bullshit. So I took my gun out of my gun compartment, right? And I pulled back.
Wait, I'm sorry. A gun compartment?
Yeah.
You just said you were in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were driving to Bed Bath & Beyond. How do you mean glove compartment?
No, I don't keep gloves in there, Horace. I keep guns in there, so it's my gun compartment. So I rolled down my window. I light up my shot.
Wait. I'm sorry. You said guns. How many guns do you keep in this glove box?
Like a normal amount, 4. Okay. And if anything, like I fired the shot. And like, to be honest, like, you know, it caused a little bit of a ruckus, but I'm the victim if you think about it. Because when I finally got to bed,
I'm sorry, Sergio. You were firing one of your 4 guns out of the window of your car at a dog.
No, I fired actually 2 of my 4 guns because I had one in either hand. You know, I figured how often you get shot a Nazi dog, might as well do it in a way that's cool, right?
I mean, that is very cool. I have to give it to you. That is very cool.
So cool. I honestly hope somebody got a TikTok of it because it was pretty cool.
How were you Was the car stopped? Was it still moving?
I mean, it was moving just a little bit, you know, so it's kind of like a rolling shot, you know, but I mean, I had my foot on the brake because I care about safety.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do appreciate that. What were you saying about when you got to Bed Bath & Beyond? I'm sorry. I jumped in.
I was just saying that I'm kind of the victim here in this whole situation because this took so much time. You know, and I had to stop to make sure the dog was dead and also to shoot it up close a couple times.
Oh, you did get close enough. I thought you just kind of like kept rolling past.
Oh, no. I got out of my car to make sure the job was done.
Got it.
My daddy said there's 2 ways of doing things in this world, the right way and the wrong way, you know. So I want to make sure to do things the right way. But by the time I got to Bed Bath & Beyond, they had sold out of the merino wool bed sheets I wanted.
That's a fine blend.
Yeah.
It's a little warm for Florida, but I mean, like if your house rent's cold, who am I to judge?
Yeah, I also have my house has a lot of air conditioners. I'm very blessed.
Okay. That's a weird thing to be blessed with. How did you know? Obviously, you got out of your car to take a look, but how did you know that the dog had a swastika on its face as you drove past?
Listen, it was so big. Okay, I mean, I was like, that's a swastika. I got to do something about this. Because, what if you saw a kid petting a dog with a swastika on it? Could you imagine?
I mean,
okay, my Uncle Mike didn't die in the Battle of Midway for that bullshit.
Right. Sorry, how many battles was your Uncle Mike in?
A lot of battles, all right? He got shot a lot of times. He died multiple times, came back from death, still fought, died again.
So he came back from the Battle of the Bulge. They brought him back, I assume, with... did they have defibrillators in World War II? But then, ignoring that fact, then they shipped him off to an entirely different theater of war?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Just those are the kind of sacrifices he made.
Can I ask a question? Did he get a medal?
I mean, I hope so. He didn't. And that's why I deserve a medal in his stead for killing that Nazi dog. Now, a lot of people said that the swastika on the dog wasn't his choice, but that's BS because I have a dog and my wife tries to put it in a little sweater, and every time she does that, it shits in our bed. So don't tell me that dogs don't know what's going on.
Right, but I think even
Land's End pajamas.
I think even
like
in your
$30.
Sergio, if I can, even in your example, the dog did not put the sweater on itself. Sure, the dog shit, but it didn't choose that sweater. Somebody else did that, and I think the same it can be said for whoever shaved the swastika into. Did you say what breed of dog it was?
I didn't know that you knew everything, Horace. My bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, if you know everything, I don't even need to be on this radio show. Okay, you don't even need to have guests. You just tell us all what happened. You just apparently know that dogs do or do not shave swastikas into their head. Man, it must be great to be you. It's great to be me because I killed a Nazi dog today. What did you do?
Recuperated. Mostly I sat in bed and read a People magazine from 2 months ago.
Listen, I'm sorry for coming in hot, but you know what? I just got to be honest. I used to play a lot of Medal of Honor. So today was pretty much a dream come true for me, okay? I mean, kill a Nazi dog, I think I won best day ever.
If that dog was a Nazi, it does sound like you had quite a big day.
What do you mean, if the dog was a Nazi?
I just still have questions.
I'm I don't make the rules, but I'm pretty sure if you put a swastika on something, that makes you a Nazi.
No,
okay?
because it's also an ancient Sanskrit symbol.
What?
Yeah. The swastika was around before the Nazis started using it. Now, sure, most of the swastika used at this point is definitely Nazi related, but it could have been a very spiritual dog.
No, listen, you got to go by what's the most recent use of a swastika, okay?
Were there any other signs that the dog was a Nazi?
Well, yeah, when it was running, it was constantly zig-heiling with its little paw.
You mean lifting it up and then bringing it down and walking on it?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it was kind of impressive because I didn't know dogs' joints could move like that.
Maybe you killed a Nazi dog. I still don't think you deserve a medal. I mean, based off what you've said about your Uncle Mike. Well, okay, agree to disagree. But if just the simple idea that you think you deserve a medal when your Uncle Mike died in World War II multiple times and didn't receive one, I think that just shows you the level at what you have to accomplish to earn a medal in the United States.
I'm going to tell you, when he died in Iwo Jima and they didn't recognize him with a medal, I mean, that broke my family's heart.
Right. But I mean, wouldn't it kind of cheapen his...
I mean, he stormed the beaches of Normandy for the freedom of this country, got riddled with bullets, died in the sand, and he didn't get a medal? I mean, come on. That's crazy.
But
man died like at least 4 or 5 times in World War II. Doesn't get one medal? Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, but wouldn't that cheapen his sacrifices, I guess, by giving you a medal for something that was done so easily?
Oh, nobody said it was easy. Okay, do you know how hard it is to get 4 guns into a gun compartment?
Well, that's a logistics thing. That's not directly related to killing a Nazi dog.
That is like a game of real life Tetris. Okay? I mean, that is just tough. I mean, listen, if you don't get it right, one of those things will accidentally go off. And you can talk to my buddy Greg about that. Because yeah, he can't open the door with his right arm anymore.
Oh. Well, can I ask a question? Because I'm just trying to envision how I would fit 4 guns into a glove box.
You can ask a question.
Well, it's polite.
You are the host of a radio show. That is your job.
Do you put the guns in like in 2 layers with them 69ing each other, essentially?
Yeah. I definitely let's just say 69ing drives most of my lifestyle, including the way I store my guns.
Well, fair enough. Sergio, is there anything else you'd like to share with us before I let you go?
I think I deserve a medal. So
I don't.
But if you could just kind of get the wheels in motion on that bad boy. And
did anyone seem sad that the dog was shot? I mean, you got out of your car and spent time examining your kill. Did anyone show up? Was the dog by itself?
You know what? That's the thing that I worry about the most, is that the dog had friends, because those friends are probably Nazis too. So I'm on the hunt, Horace. I'm going to get rid of all the Nazi dogs in this town. Ain't no one going to stop me, because I believe in freedom.
Well, I mean, if they exist, I do think that would be
we'll put it like this. If
mission.
I shoot your dog, it's probably a Nazi.
Well, see, now I don't like this probably you're throwing in there.
Well, there's a lot of secret Nazis out there, Horace, and sometimes you have to shoot first and never ask questions later.
Yeah, but I'm gonna retract the and just go, but like they could not be.
I guess
also.
That's a chance that I'm willing to take.
Well, we're all responsible for our personal choices, I suppose. Sergio, anything else you want to share with us before I let you go this evening?
Just keep thriving.
Hey, well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thanks, Horace.
You're welcome. Have a great evening.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Yes, please.
Why are you so good, huh? Why are you so good?
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Well, yeah. All right. Look, here's what I can do. We'll put up a petition on the Fakahatchee Radio website. If people want to sign it so that you can get a medal for your service, they're free to do so. I'm not going to push it in any way whatsoever. That is their choice.
Your personal vouching for me means so much to me.
No,
thank you.
Not a personal vouching.
Your validation and your recommendation that I am now Horace approved. I mean, that is just you. You are a good man, and I'm actually going to go out right now and kill a Nazi dog for you. And when people ask me, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm going to be like, "This one's for Horace." I'm going to make sure everybody knows that.
Just really, really double check. I mean, just make sure that it's a proper.
I don't need to double check. I got God on my side.
All right, Sergio. Thanks for calling in. Maybe we'll talk to you again in the future if you decide to call back. I don't know. All right, let's jump into a call right over on line 1. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, who is this?
This is Crusty Boy. Buddy, let me tell you, I am glad you're doing one of these buffet-type shows tonight.
Well, I've been calling them a grab bag episode, but it sort of seems like the same concept in theory.
Well, getting your bag grabbed seems like bad news to me, but...
depends on who's doing the grabbing, I think.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true, huh, bud?
Why are you calling in tonight, Cruster?
Well, I was just thinking while drinking a beer in the shower, the mayor, he's dead, right?
Right.
And the mayor did that legislation thing to outlaw ghosts, correct?
Right.
So, I gotta ask now, did the mayor outlaw himself?
Ooh, well, that's kind of a tricky question, but it would seem very much like it if ghosts exist.
If?
Yeah, have you ever seen a ghost or prove that ghosts...
No.
Oh, I thought you maybe had some sort of story.
I just assumed everyone else was seeing him all over the place and I couldn't see him. Now, wait a minute. If you're telling me they might not exist, then Then who's been drinking out of this saucer of milk I put out every night?
Wait, hold up, Cruster. You put out a saucer of milk for ghosts every night?
Yeah, that's why they're all white and spooky, Dub-Dub, because of all the milk they drink. If they get thirsty, they start messing with you. That's why you gotta keep the ghosts hydrated. Otherwise, they start banging the pots and pans. Anyway, my shower's still running, and I'm dripping all over the floor. So I thank you very much for taking my call.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Cruster. Enjoy the rest of your shower. If you'd like to call in, that number is 305-209-9686. We're talking about anything on your mind tonight, anything at all, wherever you are, even if you're in the shower. Go ahead, give us a call. I want to hear from you. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you can't make it to the phone, and a lot of people like to reach out through social media. That is its use to be social. So a lot of people hit us up through there to share their opinions, just like Squidward Massacre hit us up on Twitter at NightDrive FM to say, it's bull expletive that it's Halloween, and we still have this anti-ghost law on the books. W.T. Fakahatchee. The city council needs to step up and reverse this law so I can get my supernatural fix. Well, Squidward Massacre, I can't speak to what's on the docket for the city council, but I do know that there's a group of citizens working to get this law repealed because they believe it's unjust, even though they don't believe in ghosts. So maybe you can join up with them and help affect change in our town. Swisty Bronson tagged us on Instagram with a caption that says, "Is this you, Horace? Hashtag rest in pretty." Well, Swisty, that image is a really nasty looking car accident that they're wheeling a corpse away from. So I'm going to say no, it isn't. Trumpet Pirate 77 also hit us up on Twitter at NightDrive FM to say, sad to see the Lobster King rot in jail. Can't believe he was denied justice. Just shows you how broken the system is. Seems like us citizens should do something about it and then take back the means of production. Hashtag jailbreak, hashtag tear down the walls, hashtag Red Lobster. Thanks, Trumpet Pirate. Always nice to hear about things. User Frisky Biscuits posted on our Reddit page at r/NightDriveFM, and I gotta be honest, I'm not reading this because frankly this is just a wall of text, like probably 2 printed pages. Like this is probably 2 bathroom breaks worth of content here. The TLDR at the bottom is that she believes all clubs in Fakahatchee need to have warning signs to stop people who might stumble into them unexpectedly, especially the more physical or quote gropey clubs. Frankly, after talking with Philliam, I'm inclined to agree, but I am not inclined to read this much text at once on a computer screen. But I am inclined to listen to more of your calls. So let's jump right back into another one. Let's just like take a dive in. Each call is like a cliff, and I'm standing on the cliff and I'm holding my nose. Am I going to jump in the waters below? There could be rocks. I don't know. And then finally, I do. And we go right to line 2.
Is this NightDrive?
Hi, caller. You're on the air.
Oh, gosh.
So, who are you and what is on your mind tonight?
Well, this is Dory Rattle.
Hi, Dory.
Look, I was just thinking about the closed Shoney's and how it used to be the highlight of my Sunday morning. We were sitting down to all that cantaloupe and a big plate of pancakes. We'd be all dressed up in our frippery and looking just mighty fine after going to church, and we just stare at all the sausages, trying to figure out how many we could eat.
Yeah, it's a real shame that it's been closed, and especially for so long.
Well, I was just wondering, Horace, and I know the government's like, keep away, don't come in here, you hear? But is that because of the Shoney's itself or the land it's on? Like, could we just, and maybe this is crazy, like, could we just move the Shoney's?
Move the Shoney's, like cut the building in half and put it on the back of a big truck.
Oh, gosh, no, Horace. Oh, my God, that is crazy. No, I mean just take all the Shoney's gear and move it to somewhere else and set it up there.
Oh, you mean just open a new Shoney's?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, that is a possibility. I can only assume the franchise owner is considering it or has considered it and possibly can't afford it. Maybe they can't get more equipment like that. Well, I mean, Shoney's has a very specific breakfast buffet. I think we can all remember the first time we went into a Shoney's and saw the Eiffel Tower made out of sausages. Like it takes equipment to do that.
Well, I certainly hope that he gets it figured out soon.
Well, in fairness, Dory, it could be a she.
Oh, Horace, you crack me up. No. Oh, no. The giggles are... It's too late for the giggles to get me. Oh no, she. Oh, owning a Shoney's. Oh, my word. Oh, isn't that something? No. I mean, the thought of it.
Well, Dory, I'm going to let you go. It's been real nice Scotlanding with you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. You too. You take care of that head now, you hear?
All right. You too, Dory. Well, let's keep this train talk rolling. My producer over here is waving to me. It sounds like we got a good caller here. Caller, go ahead.
Horace! Oh, finally! So, did you get my message?
Hey, who is this?
Hot Sauce Man. You remember the Hot Sauce Man? Remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
We talked. Okay, you remember? We talked. And now you've been getting my messages, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't gotten any messages that you've sent on.
No, but how did you not get my messages? I've been very clear. Did you find my present?
You sound like you're trolling. I don't know why my producer let this call through again.
Are you? Wait, no, you can't be serious. I put so much effort into this.
They screen all the fan mail beforehand, so if like you're putting white powder into envelopes and sending it, like that's...
What? I'm sorry. Was I sending you a message in 2001? No, this was... I killed a man and I left his body. Don't you remember? What about your accident? Do you remember that?
I slipped. Real funny to make fun of a guy who had to get stitches in his head. Thanks a lot, Hot Sauce Man.
No.
Real classy.
But what did you slip on?
I don't know. It was a bunch of red stuff. I don't know. Kid was probably sitting on the porch eating a popsicle or, I don't know, like a crushed up watermelon.
No, it wasn't a popsicle. Didn't you taste it?
Why would I taste a red puddle? That's disgusting. I don't just go around tasting puddles on the ground.
Good point. Okay. Spoiler, it was hot sauce. It was sent by me, Hot Sauce Man. So now are you getting my message?
I'm sorry. You came to my house and spilled a bunch of hot sauce on the steps?
I didn't spill it. I mean, spill would imply that like it was an accident. No, I poured it. I poured the hot sauce after I left that body.
Let me break this down. You are saying that you murdered someone, dumped the corpse, and then figured out where I live and came to prank me?
No, it wasn't. It was a message. It was a deadly message that I was leaving behind. Don't you get it?
You didn't know that I would slip in that.
What are the chances you wouldn't? I mean, I feel like I'm the one putting in all the effort in this relationship, okay? And you're just blowing me off. And honestly, it's sad because I mean, clearly you're not smart enough to get these. I mean, did you see the Dark Knight? I mean, I feel like Joker and I are kind of on par.
Oh God, you're one of those
blowing them.
I bet you have like "Why So Serious" written in hot sauce on your wall.
No.
Oh, that's a big time yes.
No. It says why not serious.
Right. This is probably the worst troll grade call we've had. Like you're pulling stuff out of the news with like a body behind Basemont Mercantile. Which they have not said that that's a murder yet, my friend.
How could they not? He overdosed on hot sauce. Clearly, that's from the hot sauce man.
They had not mentioned that.
What? Our police department is grossly underfunded and really just not doing a very good job, if I can say that, as as a taxpayer.
Well, look, it's a grab bag episode. You want to talk about the bad job the sheriff's department is doing? Well, we can definitely do that.
Not really. I mean, my heart's not in it at this point.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? Here's how I thought it was going to go. I was going
to
call and be like, oh, did you get my message? And be like, oh, hot sauce man, and then I'd be like, ha ha, like there was more where that came from. But like now I'm wondering, I have another like 15 steps in this plan. And like, I'm just kind of wondering, is it just being wasted on you? Like maybe I should go someplace else and do my hot sauce man.
Okay.
But, like, this is just
let's have a good faith conversation here. So let me assume that you are who you say you are.
I am.
Okay. You've quote unquote killed someone, and put their quote unquote corpse behind Base Bond Mercantile, and then you've gone and put hot sauce on the steps to my trailer. How was I supposed to know that was you? What was your thinking there?
Did you want me to put a neon sign saying hot sauce man? You have to do some of the work, like you ever go see like a thriller and they just tell you right off the bat, oh, here's the bad guy? Of course they don't do that. You have to find the clues and you have to put them together. Don't you have like in your trailer like a big board and you can tack up like pictures and a map and then string yarn between the thumbtacks? Don't you have that?
I'm using it as a dream board.
Oh, you're that guy.
Like how am I supposed to focus on what I want out of life if I'm running string and yarn all across it?
Because I'm sending you clues and you should be getting this. This is, oh God, I feel like I'm just wasting my time here. And like, I'll be honest, like I'm Roger Clemente, and you guys, you're benching me. You're just putting me on the bench.
Look, this whole thing feels like you're a guy in a cafe, and let's say you're heterosexual and you've been winking at a girl across a cafe for 2 hours. And then she gets up and leaves.
I am heterosexual.
Well, I have no way of knowing that. So I guess we can declare that as like a fact that we can both agree on. But you've been winking at this girl across the cafe for 2 hours, and then she gets up and leaves, and you're mad. Why? Because you played it too casually. There was no signs there.
Sorry, are you comparing my killing a person and leaving the body and then slathering hot sauce on your steps as me winking at a girl? I feel like I am putting in a ton of effort here. I'm doing an A+ job, and you are just crapping all over.
Well, which of these is the message? Is it the body or is it the hot sauce?
It's all part of a bigger piece. This is like a whole. You don't look at just the smile of the Mona Lisa. You look at the whole thing, And like right now, I've given you the smile, and you're like, oh, interesting. Where is this going to lead? So like, you have to be in for the whole ride, and you just want the whole thing on a platter.
I got to be honest. When I went to the Louvre, the Mona Lisa is like the size of a piece of computer paper, and there were a ton of Japanese tourists in front of it. I just kind of skipped it.
It really is. It's really it's upsetting, isn't it? You think it's going to be bigger, like you could have like blown it up or something.
Oh yeah, it's right. Tiny.
It's a tiny thing. But don't get me sidetracked. All right, that's not why I'm here. I'm here because hot sauce man is coming for you.
Right. Okay.
Are you going to stay up late tonight and think about me?
It's already late. How much later do you want me to stay up and think about you?
Like, a couple hours or something.
That's morning. That's not even late anymore.
Yeah, but you're already done with work. So what do you do when you're done with work? You just like go home, right? What else can you do but stay up and worry about what hot sauce man has got planned for you?
Normally I would go home. I'm definitely not going home after this, knowing that you may have been the person who put a red puddle in front of my...
May have been! I am blatantly telling you I was the guy! What do you want? Oh, man, this is so frustrating. I feel like I've got blue balls, but instead of balls, it's like a sharp knife and a tub of hot sauce. Look.
What?
Look, I want to meet you halfway on this thing, and I'm as we talked last time, I got the SS ennui. So like I'm not tasting any food right now. I'm shoveling more of those, the fiberglass Doritos in my mouth, and I'm still got nothing except for, just a bloody mouth.
Those are for testing. That's not to cure it.
No, you know what? Again, I feel like I have been to multiple websites, and also I follow quite a few people on the Twitter, and they all say the same thing, that is what they want you to believe.
It's not even about prevention. That's only to tell you if you have it for sure, and that you haven't like burned your tongue on a especially hot cup of cocoa.
It works as like a defibrillator pad, because like you eat, a bag or two of them, and then it's like it jumpstarts your mouth. Minute, do I have to explain science to you too?
No, we've had Dr. Scroggins on the show. That's not how they work. I don't know who you're following on Twitter, but they don't cure your tongue.
Yeah, listen, I have written to Doritos directly many times, and as soon as they write back, they will confirm that I was right and you are a stupid jerk.
How many of those letters were about making a Tapatio Dorito?
Oh man, now that you mention it, I haven't really missed my taste buds, but when you say a Tapatio Dorito like that, I feel like that gives me something to like really look forward to.
Yeah, they're just out there sitting on shelves. If you made that happen, it's just sitting waiting for you.
Oh man, that would be so good. Okay, listen, I'm going to finish up killing a couple more people, and I'm going to put them in places that will be much more obvious, if that makes you happy. And then you will understand Hot Sauce Man is coming for you.
I mean, maybe get a calling card. I don't know that the hot sauce is enough. And not like a 1-800, like you dialing 12 digits on the back before you can dial another 7 digits plus the area code and the country code. Like something that like really lets people know that like Hot Sauce Man was here, not just like a food accident of some sort.
Well, the guy whose body they found was dead because of the hot sauce, and then they sprayed the hot sauce. Like, I could not make a more clear through line with you. This is not an episode of Lost. This is an episode of 2.5 Men. Like, that's how clearly I am making my storylines. How are you not picking them up?
I don't know. You can blame it on the sheriff if you want. That information is just not making it through the machine.
Oh, why don't you? Some days you get up and you're like, why do I even bother? And I feel like I got a guy in my basement now. I'm going to go down there and kill him. And like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just let him go.
Yeah, maybe just let him go.
Yeah, sure. Let's just go ahead and give up on everything. That's Horace's idea. Give up and don't bother to kill that guy in your basement. That's your big takeaway.
Yeah, I think in this case I am. If you have quote unquote a guy in your basement and you're still quote heterosexual.
Okay. All right. I see what you're doing there. And you know what? You're baiting me. That's what they call that. That you're baiting me to say something about how I went to a rest stop and I wore an extra sexy outfit and then I made him get in my car. And no, okay. Listen, let me tell you, there was a bludgeoning object involved, okay? There was some trickery. I'm very clever. Oh, did I mention the Joker parallel earlier?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay. So, like that guy was also, clearly had his thing together. Did he have a calling card?
I got to be honest, I think you're a little more Cesar Romero's Joker than Heath Ledger.
Wow.
A bit.
You know what, Horace? You know how to hurt people.
I mean, look, he's a great Joker for who he is. He knows exactly the type of Joker he is. I think you're pretending to be a different Joker entirely.
I think you know what? I think you're a Joker. How about that? I think you're a Joker. You see how I took your insult and I turned it around on you? That's the kind of genius that you're dealing with here. Now you just wait. The next time Hot Sauce Man comes for you, you'll know it.
All right. Well, it won't be at home because I'm definitely not going back to that trailer. You took up some time. We'll talk to you some other time. And I don't mean that either.
Wait, no, I have one more.
All right. Fine. What is
code.
it?
What about my code?
What? Oh, God.
Code. If you can break the code, then you'll know where Hot Sauce's next victim is. And the code is the chair by the refrigerator will show the way to the Hot Sauce Man.
The chair by the refrigerator will show the way to the Hot Sauce Man.
That if you decipher that, then you'll find the next body.
Man, I hope you're a troll because if you're a serial killer, you are thirsty for attention. Oh my gosh. Just right at the end, like, thanks, hot sauce man. Oh, I have a code.
Yeah, the code that people are the people will study this. It'll be like Zodiac and me, and then that guy who dressed up like a clown.
Right.
Like so many people.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. Time will tell. Thanks, Hot Sauce Man, I guess. Anybody else could have called in during this time, and you took their time. So that kind of stinks.
A pox on your family. How about that?
All right.
Pox on your family.
Yeah. I think you're 16 and you need to knock it off.
You will feel my vengeance.
Well. Okay, the time, she sure does go fast. That looks like all the time we're going to have together for tonight. That line with Philliam is still open, so I can only assume he fell asleep somewhere in his attic. And that's where I'm headed to sleep, not Philliam's attic. I will not be saying where I'll be sleeping, just in case. If you're still listening this late in the evening, I can only assume you enjoy the show, so please consider subscribing and giving us 5 stars or follow us on Spotify. And hey, a lot of you use Podcast Addict to listen to the show after it airs. So why not give us a review over there to help new listeners find the show? But we all know there's no better way to share the show than word of mouth, which is a really, really baffling phrase when you stop to consider it for more than half a moment. You can reach the show on Twitter at NightDriveFM, on Instagram at NightDriveFM Insta, or on Reddit at r/NightDriveFM, or hey, come join us in the Discord. It's open to everyone, and we've got people in there from across the globe. It's like a big chat room, but not horrible. There's no skeeves in there, no skeevy guys, no shady ladies in the Discord, just good people. If you want to, just hit up my producer, Michael Trulli, for the link, and then get on in there and join the rest of the community. If you really love the show, why not become one of our patrons and support the show at patreon.com/NightDrive. That helps keep the show going with hosting for the podcast, bandwidth for all the websites around it, sound gear, etc. Sometimes I send out surprises to Patreon members like I did earlier this year, and occasionally, I make an additional show on there called Dinosaurin, where we break down the old 90s sitcom dinosaurs. That's so occasionally, though. Don't let that drive you to Patreon. But you'll also get $4 off on Teespring for merchandise if you join. And on the merch side, we've got a very chill, vapor wavy Night Drive logo, which is now available for purchase on shirts, mugs. I said mugs, weird. Face masks, etc. Bath towels, I guess you can get. I haven't ordered one of those yet, so I can't vouch for the quality of the bath towels. But we also have an official Night Drive poster that is absolutely awesome and moody AF. I've got one framed on my wall. It's so cool. The artist did a fantastic job on it. It looks so good in a frame. I've sent one to the Louvre in case they want to see what some real art looks like. That, along with some other bits and bobs like pins and stickers and magnets and such, are all available as well. And NightDriveMerch.com will take you to those storefronts. Night Drive is produced by Michael Trulli and is hosted with a slightly busted head dome brain thing cranium mosquito cha-cha by me, Horace Wexler. The following callers were ably played with Excessive Gas by Ron Babcock, Geoffrey Golden, and Eric Toms. Ron co-wrote a book with Ryan McKee that features a ton of interviews with a lot of famous comedians like Dave Chappelle, Mark Maron, Patton Oswalt. It's called Modest Proposal Anthology. Go to modestproposal.co for more info. And Geoffrey, well, he makes hilarious choose-your-own adventures that come straight to your email. To check those out, go to adventuresnack.com for more info. I'd also like to thank our lightning callers and a very special thank you to our musical guest, Avril Lavigne. You didn't take the rest of your sandwich, Avril, so I can only assume you didn't like, and you were gracious enough not to say anything. You are a class act all the way. Good Morning Sunbuns with Tiffany Bunzel takes over tomorrow at 6 a.m. Tomorrow, Tiffany wears a giant cat costume to prove some sort of point about climate change. Interior decorator Josephine De Amati showed you how to decorate with gourds that aren't pumpkins you've bought to have sex with. And the Fakahashi Mud Flaps coach drops by to talk about how to maintain hydration levels if you get trapped in a very small hot closet. Until Tiffany takes over, here's 4.5 hours of government-mandated buzzing that I'm starting to enjoy like it's some sort of future music where tone and pitch has been outlawed by the state to keep the populace feeling monotone, stomping around in sacks that are all gray, and we drink gray liquid. It's not water, it's like a gray liquid. Yeah. But until next time, I'm Horace Wexler. Keep night driving.